Hello there and welcome to Something for the Weekend, a series showcasing short games that you can complete over the weekend. This week we've got a game about a sentient turnip that commits tax fraud, and another game about putting stuff away in a cupboard. Yeah, this is real. Strap yourselves in, here's Something for the Weekend. Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion sprouted onto PC and Switch in 2021, and more recently on Xbox and Game Pass in 2022, and yes, it is a real game. Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion follows, you guessed it, Turnip Boy, and he's a bit of a cheeky scallywag. The game opens with him being served a tax notice. He decides to tear it up, and what follows is absolute chaos. The rest of the game is made up of frantic, quick-to-complete missions akin to something like Untitled Goose Game. It's frenetic. You run around the beautifully pixelated world of Turnip Boy, carrying out tasks for the other fruit and vegetable inhabitants. Fetch quests make up the bulk of what's on offer here, and while that sounds utterly dreadful, because of its pace and charm, it never gets tiring. There are boss battles thrown in for extra measure too, and surprisingly an endgame once the story is finished. So despite its length, there's a decent chunk of game packed into this. It's also legitimately one of the funniest games I've played. It shines a light on the absurdity of video games, namely ones with a voiceless protagonist, and it does so perfectly. There's also a running gag that this turnip lad tears up everything that he finds, and this may speak more about me than the game, but it creased me up every time it happened. At just 2 to 3 hours completion, Turnip Boy is a fleeting experience, but it's one that I can't recommend enough. We need more silly things in life, and this is that in abundance. Give it a play and have a laugh. Unpacking opened on PC, macOS, Switch and Xbox in 2021, and it's also coming to the PlayStation consoles later in 2022. Unpacking is a game where you empty moving boxes and place the contents of each within a room or set of rooms. It's basically tidying up the video game. That may sound like a boring premise, and in truth it can be if you treat it like a traditional game. But what Unpacking excels in is telling a story, and it does so in such a unique way. There's no dialogue, no cutscenes, instead you learn about the character through their possessions. Each level represents a significant point in the character's life, be that starting college, moving to a different city, or buying their first home. While you're unpacking the contents of these boxes, you find out what they've been up to in the years between these moves. Souvenirs give evidence of travelling abroad to different countries, books, films and games give a taste of their hobbies and interests, and other items hint at their career path. It's so damn impressive how developer Witchbeam makes you feel connected to and invested in the life of a faceless character. The gameplay, as I say, is fairly simple. You open a box, drag out an item and place it somewhere in the house. You place books on bookshelves, cutlery in drawers and plants on windowsills, and at the end of each level you'll be alerted to misplaced items, although this can be a setting turned off in the options, so that you aren't just piling everything into the middle of a room. But outside of that, there are no other restrictions. There's no scoring mechanic, no time limits, you just play at a leisurely pace. Because of that, and despite Unpacking having an exceptional sound design, this is the perfect example of a podcast game. On the surface, Unpacking is incredibly simple, which makes it all the more impressive just how emotional it is. It makes you feel feelings, which is nice, especially if you're a man who otherwise bottles up any kind of emotion. Unpacking is a cathartic experience, and with a 4 to 5 hour completion time, you can settle down with something cosy and just chill out for a little bit. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this then please give it a like, drop a comment, subscribe, hit that bell, all those things. And until next time, goodbye.